You ever see one of those lists of the best savings accounts and think to yourself, how do they actually know what's best? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to give you an inside look at the step-by-step process used to find the absolute top savings rates out there and how to tell the real deals from all the marketing noise.
Look, we've all been there. You're just bombarded with options, right? Every bank is promising you some amazing rate. It's a lot. So how can you be sure you're looking at the bank with the best marketing versus the one that will actually put more money in your pocket? Think of this as your secret decoder ring.
So, where does a search for the best of the best even start? You can't just check the big household names. No way. To do this right, you have to cast a really wide net. That means you start with a massive pool of candidates, monitoring hundreds of banks and credit unions from all over the country.
And when I say a wide net, I'm not kidding. The starting point is tracking the rates at nearly 200 different nationally available banks and credit unions. And this isn't some once-a-month thing. This data gets updated every single business day. It's the only way to stay on top of things in a market that changes so fast.
And this right here, this is the most important promise of the whole system. It's all built on one simple, unbreakable rule. The highest annual percentage yield, the APY, gets the top spot. Period. It doesn't matter if a bank has $1 billion ad budget or nothing at all. This keeps the list totally objective, based only on your return.
All right, now before we even glance at a single interest rate, every one of those 200 or so institutions has to pass a crucial two-part test. You can think of these as the absolute non-negotiables. These are the gatekeepers for your safety and your ability to even open an account. If they don't pass this first filter, they're out. Simple as that.
And here they are, the two big hurdles. Number one, is your money going to be safe? It absolutely has to be federally insured. And number two, can you actually get this account? It has to be available nationwide. Just these two simple rules filter out a ton of places that might look good on paper, but just aren't practical for most of us.
So let's quickly talk about what federally insured really means for you. It means every single place that makes the list is backed by either the FDIC for banks or the NCUA for credit unions. This is literally a U.S. government guarantee. It protects your money up to $250,000, even if the bank fails. It's the ultimate safety net.
Now that available nationwide rule, it has some specifics too. Generally, it just means you can open an account online from pretty much anywhere. The technical rule is that they have to accept customers from at least 40 states. And for credit unions, which have those membership rules, we only include the ones that have an easy way for anyone to join. Sometimes it's as simple as making a small, one-time donation of less than $40.
Okay, so once an institution passes the big test, we have to start looking at the actual accounts they offer. Because, not every product is a winner. This is the second big filter, and it's all about weeding out the gimmicks and those sneaky teaser rates.
For instance, you ever see a crazy high rate that only applies to your first $1,000? Yeah, that's out. Same goes for those special promo CDs with tiny deposit limits. We also kick out any accounts that dare to charge you fees just to move your own money around. And forget about variable rate CDs tied to some weird, unpredictable indicator. Everything on the final list has to offer real, straightforward value.
There are also some really clear rules about how much money you need. For a regular high-yield savings, a money market, or a standard CD, to even qualify, it can't require more than $25,000 to open it or to get that top rate. Then you have what are called jumbo CDs. Those are designed for bigger deposits, and for those, the required range is between $50,000 and $100,000.
Oh, and you might be wondering, what's the difference between a savings account and a money market account? They're super similar, but for the purpose of these rankings, it all boils down to one old-school difference: check writing. If the account lets you write checks, it's called a money market account. If it doesn't, it's a savings account. It's just a simple, clear way to categorize them. So we've filtered the banks, we've filtered the accounts. Now for the final step, putting them all in order. This is where we apply a really precise, logical sequence to create the final rankings, making sure the absolute best options rise right to the top. For savings and money market accounts, the logic is super simple, and it's all designed to be in your favor. Number one, of course, is the highest APY. But what if there's a tie? Well, the first tiebreaker is the account that requires the lowest ongoing balance to earn that great rate. And if it's still a tie after that, the one with the lowest initial deposit wins. Now, the logic for CDs is pretty similar, but there's one really important difference. Again, highest APY is king, but the first tiebreaker is the CD's term. A shorter-term CD gets ranked higher than a longer-term one with the exact same rate. Why? Because it gives you access to your money sooner. If it's still a tie, just like before, the lowest minimum deposit gets the higher spot.
Okay, so you now know the entire playbook, from start to finish, which brings us to the most important part of all of this. It's about taking all this objective information and using it to make the right choice for your money, for your life.
So why does all this nitpicking even matter? Well, because the difference is actually huge. A key takeaway from our source material says it all. Choosing an account from the top of the list versus just an average one, well, that's not about a few extra pennies. Over time, we're talking about hundreds or even thousands of extra dollars right in your pocket.
And here's really the bottom line. These rankings give you the mathematically best options out there, period. But your personal best account might be number 5 on the list, just because you already have a checking account with that bank and the convenience is worth it. The goal here is to give you a pre-screened menu of fantastic choices so you can confidently pick the one that fits you best. And all that really leaves us with one final thought. Now that you know exactly how the best rates are found and what to look for, maybe take a second and ask yourself, is the money sitting in your savings account working as hard as it could be for you? It's definitely worth checking out. Thanks for tuning in.